What kind of a person records a podcast on Saturday, right before 10 o'clock in the morning, on the East Coast, obviously, because it's Saturday morning? Well, that's right, that'll be me, Lucas E. Allen, to say the least. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode Lucas E. Allen Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. With your podcast, your Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. Your Saturday Full Gear Day, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Full Gear Day to say, at least with those who, I guess, celebrate, I guess. We don't know what we fucking say. Or anything, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Lucas E. Allen. Well, I won't tell them why I said Twitter. It was basically Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Lucas E. Allen. Watch on YouTube today's podcast. Hit the like button today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn the bell for post notifications and upload on YouTube. And all you have to leave a comment. Think of my episode for your first Saturday, November 22nd, 2025 day. Watch on Spotify. Do the same thing. Leave a comment on today's podcast. Think of my episode for Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. And also a 5-star rating would be very nice as well, to say the least. On today's podcast, it's a jam-packed show, by the way. According to the tail end of the podcast, you got AEW Full Gear predictions. It's going to be quite a long podcast to say, so strap in your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Might go have a brief recording break here, to say the least. Probably make some hot chocolate, to say the least. To celebrate on your Saturday podcast, to say the least. Especially for more, because I have no coffee in my freaking hotel room. So from major coffee withdrawal, said nobody ever, obviously. Anyways, let's go to your podcast introduction notes, to say the least. Listen, DoorDash, yes, DoorDash, the place where it delivers food to people from anything, to say the least. DoorDash need an official on-demand delivery partner of WWE and TKO. Oh, fucking joy. Oh, fucking joy. We discussing that. Listen, Brie Bella, the sister of Nikki Bella, twin sister of Nikki Bella, says she thinks that she has another rung in her in wrestling. Please, no. I love Nikki, but I'm not a big fan of Brie Bella, honestly. Not the biggest fan of Brie Bella, in all honesty, but more of a fan towards Nikki, obviously. We're discussing that. Also, Bianca Belair, the lovely Bianca Belair, signs with a creative artist agency, basically a promotion outside WWE, outside wrestling, I believe, in general. We're discussing that. Also, some backstage update, Matt Cardona and WWE and to Smackdown return. We're discussing that. Also, speaking of returns on basically shows for Raw and SmackDown, backstage news on Dolph Ziggler's WWE contract status following his WWE Raw return. Obviously lost in South Dakota. I think it was so stupid. We'll discuss that. There's some backstage update and injury status of WWE star Chad Gable. We'll be discussing that. Also, several companies submit bids to buy AEW's broadcast partner, Warner Bros. Discovery. Be discussed now because basically Tony Khan's interview with Ariel Helwani. So Tony Khan first off addresses that WWE asked to use Adam Copeland and John Cena's last time as now a tournament. Be discussing that. Also, there's also stuff on Ariel Helwani's show. Tony Khan addresses the AEW absence of Chris Jericho. Be discussing that. Also, Tony Khan discusses the affordability of AEW pay-per-views. Be discussing that. Also, Anna Jay's AEW contract status set to expire very soon. Be discussing that. And also, you finish off your AEW Full Gear 2025 preview and predictions as well. Because everything in today's podcast, go ahead and join me. Because it's going to say it's your Saturday podcast, your Saturday, November 22nd, on Lucas E. Allen Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas E. Allen Show. It's going to say it's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Starting with, you guessed it, DoorDash named official on-demand delivery partner of WWE and TKO Group Holdings. Oh, fucking joy. DoorDash announced on Thursday an official announcement that official partnership that will connect fans to a custom integrations of experiences across WWE and global leader in sports entertainment, UFC, the world's premier mixed martial arts organization, TKO, obviously. DoorDash will have a prominent presence across WWE's and UFC's high-profile moments and platforms including live events and broadcasts, and will also leverage the massive presence WWE has across social media and digital by collaborating on original content featuring WWE superstars. We're absolutely thrilled to welcome DoorDash to the TKO family, said Santa, butcher this name, Santa Shabab, or Shabab, what the fuck you want to say. Senior Vice President, Partnership, Marketing, and Digital TKO Global Partnerships. Our partnership will deliver first-of-its-kind integrations, content, and experiences to unlock even more opportunities, connecting families to exciting entertainment WWE, and fight fans to the world of UFC. Oh, fucking joy. DoorDash. I like DoorDash, honestly. It's a good delivery partner when I deliver food from any restaurants, to say the least. I do like DoorDash. But do I care about this on WWE TKO? Absolutely not, to say the least. As long as they don't put the fucking ring apron with fucking DoorDash logo on. Oh god, imagine that shit. It's very WWE PLEs, the Prime Energy drink thing on the fucking middle of the ring. Oh fucking, I hate that even more so. Hopefully they don't do that though, so let's keep up there and this going forward if you ask me. Moving on to Brie Bella, the twin sister Nikki Bella, says she thinks she has another run in her in professional wrestling, which I don't think we need that whatsoever. It's WWE or AEW, whatever. Brie Bella showing him in a full return to the wrestling ring, saying that she believes she has another one last run in her. Ideally, alongside her twin sister Nikki Bella, I prefer, honestly, because I want to see her in a singles capacity, any given necessary. Speaking on Nikki and Brie's show, Brie opened up on her current physical condition and her desire to step back into the ring. I think there's definitely a last run in me, Brie stated. I'm at the age and I'm strong. I think it's because I'm working out so hard and I'm feeling good. But there's for sure a last run in me, in quotes. I don't know about that, but whatever. Brie made it clear that a potential final run would be not complete without her sister Nikki, who is currently on a Raw brand, wherever it may take me, wherever it may be. I hope it's with you, obviously Nikki and our podcast, everything. Whatever that is, who knows, whether it's for one night or 200 nights, we'll see, Brie said, unquote. One night I wouldn't mind, honestly, but 200, definitely not, at least close to that. No, thank you. I like Nikki Bella, and it's not the biggest fan of Brie Bella. It's just, not the greatest professional wrestler in my eyes. Nikki was not that great in jump, but still, Nikki at least wants to be better and better. I'm sure Brie wants to do the same thing. But in all honesty, I don't think we need Brie Bella. I'd rather just have Nikki Bella. That's about it, honestly. And Ben wants to do the tag team division. And basically, obviously, WWE can use women's tag teams, obviously. And obviously, I want Bella Twins potentially be WWE women's tag team champions probably one day. They probably want that, honestly. I want that? Probably not, if you ask me. Keep up there. No, Brie Bella, she now comes back to WWE or anything else. Maybe she has her own AEW. It'll probably been Bryan Danielson. I highly doubt that, though, to say at least. Keep up there and her going forward if you ask me, to say at least. Moving on to Bianca Belair, the lovely, glorious Bianca Belair. Miss Bianca Belair dearly on this podcast. Bianca Belair signs with creative artist agency. WWE star Bianca Belair expand her profile portfolio in the entertainment industry by signing a creative artist agency for representation, according to a story published on Deadline. Now, I'm not solely sure about this. I know Bianca Belair makes her gears and everything when she obviously wrestles on a full-time basis. I definitely think I definitely know she makes her own gears. I don't know if it's something to do with that. If that is, it'd be fucking brilliant for Bianca. I feel she's phenomenal at creating her own gears. Seriously, this looks fucking phenomenal. But I made the Black History Month gear in February of 2020, she had a match against Rhea Ripley at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn for the NXT Women's Championship. That's by far my favorite gear. That's saying a lot. She has a fucking phenomenal gears. Bianca Belair's a gem at making her own fucking gears, man. Just like Mercedes, Monet, and my girl at AEW. Honestly, she makes her own gears. I think other people make their own gears for her, I think, honestly. But Bianca definitely think she makes her own gears. So I don't know if it's just like that, but I think it's just artist. That's what I think of, basically stuff like that. I think she's a great artist, if you ask me. Keep up there, Bianca Belair, when she now comes back to WWE in 2026, obviously, Mr. Her deal, especially in that Smackdown Women's Division, when Jade Cargill is playing with fucking Michin and Mia Yim and also B-Fab. We already see her back in WWE, obviously. We ain't found out that though, so keep up there and Bianca Belair, and she comes back to WWE in 2026, meaning the World match in 2026 to say the least. Moving on, a backstage update on Matt Cardona and WWE found his Smackdown return last week, not this past run, not last night, Smackdown the following week, before the week, obviously. John Cena's promise of non-WWE talent competing the last time as now a tournament was fulfilled when Matt Cardona battled LA Knight in the opening round on the Friday's episode of Friday Night Smackdown last week. For this occasion, Matt Cardona returned to WWE's Blue brand as Zack Ryder, the real name that he previously spotted for 13 years under the WWE banner. Despite this, Cardona will reportedly not be a permanent figure on WWE going forward at this point. According to Fightful Select, Cardona has not been inked to a new deal with the WWE. Moreover, the former WWE Intercontinental Champion SmackDown appearance is set to be a one-off with WWE for now. Following Cardona's loss tonight, WWE revealed that Zack Ryder's themed merchandise has returned to WWEshop.com, obviously, with 3 t-shirt designs currently available for purchase. The shirts, all labeled special event, are expected to be shipped out in the coming weeks. Fightful reports that this comes as a result of a merchandise deal struck between WWE and Cardona, while WWE opted for him to refer just can't fucking speak today as Zack Ryder, as opposed to Matt Cardona remains unknown. Probably because I hope at least, honestly, I'm not banking on WWE at all. I hope that if he does come back on a full-time basis on the WWE main roster, he has to be Matt Cardona name. The Zack Ryder name, we're past the Zack Ryder name. It was fine for what it was. He got over as hell his character. This never got used to an umpteen degree into WWE potentially be a world champion. He sniffed the Intercontinental Championship. It was only for not even 24 hours. He lost to the Miz after that. But he was WrestleMania 31? Oh, God, I hated that booking decision. He was losing against the Miz the following night on Raw. Fucking awful to create a booking from Vince McMahon, obviously. But I would like to see Matt Cardona back in WWE. But not as Zack Ryder. I prefer referring me to Matt Cardona name, obviously. He's been building his name up in independent scenes as Matt Cardona. I know he's been doing WWE for so many years as Zack Ryder, like I said, his report 13 years. But he made his own name with the Matt Cardona character name. Rather than use that, but what the fuck do I know, people? He even used this for NXT, I believe, at one point. Yeah, I imagine NXT against Josh Briggs, honestly. Which obviously lost, I believe, but still. Different story for another day in itself. Keep updating Matt Cardona going forward. Keep updating him. He potentially could come back to WWE in a full-time basis. Keep updating him going forward. Speaking of returning to the last time as an alternate, Backstage news on Dolph Ziggler's WWE contract status on his Monday Night Raw return this past week. This past episode of Monday Night Raw from Madison Square Garden, TNA's Nick Nemeth was a surprise entrant in John Cena's last time in his now tournament, where he wrestled under the name Dolph Ziggler for the first time since leaving the company in 2023. The former World Heavyweight Champion failed to advance in the competition by losing against Sol Sikoa. Like I said, I hate that booking decision on Monday night. But his shocking return prompted fans to question if he would be sticking around going forward. Obviously not. It was CB Zack Ryder. Unfortunately for the founder of Ziggler, it seems like his return to Raw was strictly a one-off appearance, similar to Zack Ryder, who lost in the first round tournament of Smackdown. Let's discuss that last segment. Fightful Select is reporting that Ziggler is not signed to a new contract with its promotion and is still considered to be TNA. Multiple sources within TNA have suggested that Ziggler prefers to compete for the company where can be accepted as a number of short-term contracts with other promotions, where he prefers over being tied down to WWE. It's heard he wrestles in New Japan as well as with TNA as well. But good for Dolph Ziggler, in this last Nick Nemeth, give him his name, like Matt Cardona in the independent scenes, and also in TNA also. But I still hate the decision that I don't care if it's a one-off appearance or not. Solo Sikoa, I think he's on the same side of bracket as Gunther, I believe it's Ziggler and Nemeth. Even if he lost in the second round, that'd been fine with me. I don't care to see Solo Sikoa advance in the second round and potentially being John Cena's final last match. Anyway, gotta be those last match, obviously. Hopefully not, knock on wood. But still, I still want to see Solo Sikoa advancing in the second round over a guy like Nick Nemeth as Dolph Ziggler. Let's be real. He has more talent in his middle finger than he does against Solo Sikoa. Let's be fucking real. That's how great Dolph Ziggler is to Nick Nemeth. Whatever fits to Triple H's bow, I guess. Whatever fits in the say at least, better than sleep at night, to say at least. Keep up there in TNA's Dolph Ziggler / Nick Nemeth for sure going for. Big fan of Dolph Ziggler for sure, to say at least. On the Backstage update and injury status of WWE star Chad Gable. While Grande Americano has continued his presence on both WTV and shows for WWE own AAA promotion, the character has done without the involvement of Chad Gable. That's because Gable has been MIA from WTV since June following a shoulder injury that required surgery in July. A lot of the likes of Ludwig Kaiser, Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bate take over the Grande Americano role. Both it appears Gable is now on the road to rejoin his fellow masked white luchadors. PWE Insider Elite reports that Gable is expected to return to WWE Performance Center in the next week in order to begin preparation for his return to television, probably in 2026, obviously. While it's still specified whether this means Gable's return to television will be imminent or if this is another part of the recovery phase, the news certainly signals that Gable's time on the shelf is closer to an end than to the beginning, to say. So I'd love to hear that, obviously. Gable is freaking great. I just wish the guy would be a singles champion, like Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion with the American-made guys, but whatever, I guess. That doesn't mean not the case anymore. Probably with the El Grande Americanos. Oh, fucking joy. If it can't be more stupid enough, the El Grande Americano stable. It's just a waste of television time, in my opinion. It's getting fucking boring. We get it. It was fun for what it was the first start around. But now it's getting to a level of fucking boringness. I'd rather see Chad Gable in the singles division, the mid-card division on Raw or SmackDown, potentially for Intercontinental United States Champion. Would that ever happen? Probably not with Triple H, obviously. His fucking ego, obviously. Not getting the best of him. He should have been Intercontinental Champion all 3 years ago. I mean, especially last year when he faced Sami Zayn at Clash in Paris, or the Clash of the Castle, to say at least. What do I know, though, I guess? Well, you're a fake fan if you don't like the product, man. Fucking ridiculous shit from Triple H. And in all honesty, I hope to see Chad Gable back sooner around later. The guy's just fucking a gem to professional wrestling. We love Chad Gable. It just sucks to see that Maxine Dupree is a singles champion for Chad fucking Gable. Just let that sink a little quick to say at least, whatever, bro. Keep up there and Chad Gable going forward, though, if you ask me. Moving on, some AEW news. Several companies submit bids to buy AEW's broadcast partner, Warner Bros. Discovery. The race to acquire AEW media partner, Warner Bros. Discovery, heated up on Thursday, with major players entering the picture. The former Iowa reporter reported that their three official bids to have come in for Warner Bros. Discovery from Netflix. Oh boy, Netflix. Can you imagine that shit? Oh my god. Was obviously Raw takes place. NBC Universal, even funnier with Peacock, and obviously with is USA Network, obviously, and Paramount Skydance. Even more funny, the report notes that the bids for very some or all the company. Warner Bros. Discovery initially put itself up for sale in October with no specific details on the bids were revealed. The New York Post reported that the bids were submitted at noon. Geo insiders are predicting a winning offer that will likely fall far short of $33 a share, which the CEO, David Zaslav, said he wanted for more media conglomerate. The report added that Warner Bros. Discovery and David Zaslav are expected to hold 2, maybe 3 rounds or bidding to push the price up above the $23.50 that Paramount Skydance has already offered for the entire company, according to people with close to the matter. Now, whether it affects AEW or not, I highly doubt AEW is going to bid. Some people really slam the fact, AEW could be going out of bits because of obviously with USA Network and SmackDown, and also at Peacock and Netflix at Raw. Like, stop, people. Tony Khan is a multi-fucking billionaire, dude. He ain't gonna let that go out of fucking business. He really ain't. Stop wishing the downfall in all elite wrestling. I can't stand that bullshit narrative. It's just ridiculous, man. What do you want me to say about that? It's just people really hate AEW so much. I just don't like that fact. It's kind of stupid if you ask me. But haters gonna hate, and Tony Khan is still gonna do his thing to say at least. Not that his product's the best on paper, but it's better compared to Raw and SmackDown compared to AEW Dynamite. It's a different story, but still. Stop wishing a downfall in all elite wrestling. It ain't gonna make a lick of a difference anywhere it's necessary. Keep out there in this situation going forward if you ask me to say at least. Tony Khan dresses as WWE asked to use Adam Copeland and John Cena's last time is now tournament. With the first round and last time is now tournament now over, source to the prize with Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler ultimately being revealed as the two talents outside WWE umbrella to attempt to earn an opportunity to wrestle John Cena in his final match. As such, if WWE put any possibility of AEW's Adam Copeland being involved, some have been debunked, but continue to draw speculation after Copeland paid tribute to Cena back in September, all out, obviously. So when AEW stopped by the Ariel Helwani show on Tuesday afternoon, Helwani made sure to ask Khan about the speculation whether there had any sort of discussion between Khan and WWE regarding Copeland's participation in last time is now a tournament. Khan couldn't have been maybe more defiant in his answer. No shit, obviously. Khan said, obviously, yes. I'm sorry, no, obviously. Khan said. I know, I got you, WWE fans, to say always. I caught you right there. You probably knew about it already, whatever. Helwani proceeded to follow up, asking if there is any chance Copeland's contract could be coming up enough to where he could wind up involved in Cena's retirement tour. Khan didn't entirely dismiss the idea, but strongly suggested it was unlikely. I mean, I never say never in wrestling. Obviously, people say that. Because I would imagine they could always extend the date past the end of the year. Khan said, but no, Adam's going to stay here with us through the end of the year. Adam Copeland is a huge part of AEW. And I have so much respect for him, and I really, really like Adam a lot. And I'm going to have him here. He's away filming, but he's with us. He's going to stay with us, end quote. There you go, WWE Freakos. You can get your Adam Copeland / Edge and John Cena final match appearances out of your fucking mind. In your fantasy bullshit world, you never had any shot, if you really think about the sales, you fantasy-driven fucking drones in professional wrestling. You are never going to get Edge and John Cena for one last time. You know, I would love to see it, obviously. Edge is one of John Cena's greatest rivals, obviously. We all know that. But he's with AEW, and if Tony Khan is never going to let Adam Copeland go to WWE to wrestle John Cena for one more time. He was just never going to allow that. Get it out of your thick skull, bitches. It's not going to look of a difference whether you look at it or not. We'll discuss more on the Ariel Helwani show right now, in all honesty. Moving on, Tony Khan addresses the AEW absence of Chris Jericho. Former AEW World Champion Chris Jericho has not appeared on the AEW programming since losing the Ring of Honor World Championship to Bandito at a Dynasty pay-per-view in April. Jericho recently lauded TNA and his partnership with WWE for creating a bigger spectacle than AEW at the recent Summerversary event, or I think it was Bound for Glory, but whatever. And gave the final match between the Hardy Boys and the Dudleys 5 stars. Leading to many wonder at Jericho's status at AEW is, in a recent interview with Ariel Helwani, AEW President Tony Khan threw cold water on anyone thinking Jericho had left the company. Chris Jericho is somebody who is in AEW, Tony Khan said, lauding Jericho's loyalty to AEW since 2019 and put him. He's been away from us a bit. I love Chris personally and professionally. I just reached out to him and wished him a happy birthday today. I believe it was Tuesday, obviously. Happy birthday to Chris Jericho, obviously. Khan, knowing that Jericho has been in matches as recently as April, but not committed to Jericho when Jericho will be returned to the company. I love having Chris in AEW, and the door is always open, Khan said. Comes down to working out the days, to say, at least, end quote. Now, I don't know when Chris Jericho will be back to AEW. I do think he'll at least be back to AEW at least once, maybe put over someone on his way out and go over to WWE, probably more likely. Because I just don't see this man retiring in AEW. Whether Tony Khan wants that, and I probably wants that, honestly, but I think Jericho's going to retire in WWE eventually. Whenever it happens, could be in 2026. I mean, maybe he's in the World 1 2026. We don't fucking know at this rate. But wait and find out that those sales. But I do think Jericho will make one more appearance in AEW before Nelly goes back to WWE eventually. Keep waiting and find out that those sales. Keep up there on Chris Jericho going forward. I have this one feeling. I just say this one thing about the Ariel Helwani interview with Tony Khan. Let's discuss more speech segment of this on the top of the show. Next segment, obviously. But in all honesty, people are slamming this interview against, Tony Khan's a bullshit artist. Tony Khan is this. He's a lying sack of shit. Well, he mentioned the haters online, obviously AEW. You don't be like they're not people. There are haters at AEW. Whether they like it or not. We're just giving them constructive criticism. No, you're not. You're being fucking a jackass, honestly, sometimes, people. Get their thick skulls, obviously. But to say at least, I don't mind this interview with Ariel Helwani. It's actually pretty good if you ask. You know, I would suggest this out to say. A few good AEW interviews with Tony Khan to say at least. Moving on, so the final piece discussed the AEW and Ariel Helwani show with Tony Khan. Tony Khan discussed the affordability of AEW pay-per-views. While ticket prices for W events have increased dramatically over the past few years, AEW is capitalized on making its ticket prices much lower than affordable, even in making a marquee pay-per-view events that the company holds throughout the year. This is something AEW President Tony Khan has asked about during a recent appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, as well as the possibility of lowering the purchase of pay-per-view events, price of pay-per-views, or even having them be part of a subscription service on HBO Max for no extra cost. Something I've always consistent and I try to stay consistent with maintaining its great prices for the families and friends to come and watch the shows at an affordable price to be an AEW fan. And I think we've done a fantastic job with that. As to the price of pay-per-views, Khan is happy with the fact that the current price has stayed at since 2019. It's $50, $44.99 to be exact. And now you can get the events at much outlets that we've added over the last few years at a price of $49.99, obviously. Amazon Prime Video, YouTube, a lot of great places that are great partners. But our media partnership that really drives the engine that is AEW is AEW Warner Bros. Discovery. Khan went on to remind everyone that HBO Max subscribers will also get the AEW pay-per-views at this kind of price at $40 a set at least. So there you go. Khan would be rounded off by showing his appreciation to those fans who do purchase all the AEW pay-per-views, revealing that despite his immense wealth, he wasn't allowed to buy every wrestling pay-per-view when he was growing up due to their costs. He said that he's fully appreciative of the fans for sticking with AEW and spending the hard-earned money on the marquee events, but still wants to make them affordable to as many as possible, to say at least. The ticket price of AEW events will also factor into another question of Helwani asked, that it being the recent announcement that WWE will be making WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia in 2027, and whether Khan thinks AEW should run a major show that same weekend to cater to North American fans. Khan explained that he always listens to the fans. Don't know about that though, we'll even fine with that. And what they want, hence why ticket prices for AEW events and even ringside seats are cheapest around the sale at least. We have different models when it comes to distribution. I think from what we do is very good. It's been working with us, Khan said. For the very beginning of AEW, whether it was on the begin calls, like before we ever done a live event talking about the original shows, and same before we'd ever done a Dynamite, being on the phone with Quinn Cody. Oh, you mentioned Cody Rhodes, oh boy. Was in some of the phone calls, and Matt and Nick Jackson, obviously, and different people are then talking about how I always wanted there to be tickets that were on the range of somewhere from $20 to $30 for the fans to get into TV shows every week. That was going to be a consistent theme in AEW, and where and there is so expensive ticketing and getting prices, and usually pretty fair compared to the competition as well. Which I do like that fact, to say the least. I think he needs to get a streaming service eventually, maybe HBO Max, and even more of a discount price. So let's just say $30 compared to WWE does in ESPN. Definitely, I definitely do think that you should do that, honestly, but I don't think he'll do that anymore, to say the least. His time has passed, that to say the least. But I do like he leaves the tickets from for fans to go to events like Dynamite, Collision, or any pay-per-views at a discount price. This is what WWE and TKO need to take in advance and take notes about. Not everything be out your fucking money there, TKO, Nick Khan, Ari Emanuel, to say the least. Keep it up there and just go forward. I think the Ariel Helwani interview with Tony Khan is kind of overhated. The IWC, the idiot wrestling community, if you ask me. Keep up there on Tony Khan going forward, in all honesty, if you ask me. Moving on to Anna Jay's AEW contract set to expire very soon. A new report suggests that longtime AEW star Anna Jay may be approaching free agency. Fightful Select stated on Thursday that her deal is believed to be up in the next few months. While there are no other news on whether the two sides have been renegotiating, the report stated It's also believed AEW would like to keep her as well. Now, I don't see the hype in NJ personally. I think she's getting better and better. The match she had last year, Mercedes Moné, for the TBS Championship, like last year, I believe. At this point last year, I mean, it was December last year, a few months left in 2024. That was a good match, if you ask me. But other than that, I can't say the last time I enjoyed an NJ match personally. Can't say that at all, honestly. When Tony Khan wants to keep NJ or not, I feel like she should keep her partner, Ty Mello, also known as Ty Mello, obviously, in AEW. If you want to start establish that tag team division, probably just want to keep NJ there, to say at least. Keep up there and NJ going forward, honestly. I'm not the biggest fan of her personally. She's not the greatest professional wrestler. She's not bad at all. She's serviceable in the ring. She's obviously a gorgeous woman, obviously. Keep up there and her going forward, if you ask me. Although she keeps in AEW, maybe she leaves to WWE or goes to WWE. Maybe she goes to NXT, honestly. I find that, though, to say at least. Keep up there and NJ going forward, if you ask me. And finally, everyone, AEW Full Gear 2025 preview and predictions. Starting with Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne, a very filler match here. Shafir and Bayne will take on Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue in a 4-way tag match, with the winner picking a match stipulation for the semifinals for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship Tournament. I didn't know this match even existed until at least when I saw this report on the AEW's website for Full Gear preview for today. Kind of, like, what the fuck? What kind of a freaking filler match is this? Like, are you kidding me? A filler match to stipulations for semifinals for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships. How fucking boring is that sound? Whatever, dude. Whatever. I'm going Megan Bayne and Marina Mina Shafir, honestly. I don't see why anybody else want to win. Maybe Tony and Mina win. But I feel like they're winning the titles. Why would they win the stipulation match and win the freaking titles? It'd be kind of stupid if you ask me. So I'm going Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne to win this match. We're on to Pac versus Darby Allin. I'm going with Darby Allin to beat Pac here. One member of Death Riders. This should be a banger. I like both guys. I like Darby. I like Pac a lot. It should be fun if you ask me. But I'm going with Darby Allin to beat Pac here. It makes the stipulation better. Obviously, Darby Allin be on the end of Death Riders Ring of Terror, obviously. And maybe John Moxley get turned on by Death Riders eventually. We ain't find out that, though. But I'm going with Darby Allin to defeat Pac. It should be a fun match if you ask me. But I don't know why this is on the card. Give me a save for main event for Dynamite, though. Whatever you want me to say at least, though. Moving on, this match may not be on pay-per-view. Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Jack Perry, and also Luchasaurus, obviously. They got Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks for $1 million, to say at least. So fucking stupid, if you ask me. $1 million match, bro. It's just fucking stupid. Why is Tony Khan all of a sudden taking money involved with Professor Wrestling, giving it to these winners here? So at least I'm betting it's going to be Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express getting the win here. But do I care? You're damn right I don't fucking give a shit. Who the fuck cares about a 6-man tag? I don't give a flying fuck match for $1 million fucking dollars. Who asked for this? Generally, who asked for this? I know I didn't. I'm going Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express to get the win here at Full Gear tonight. Moving on to Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly, no holds bar match. I'm going with Jon Moxley, gets revenge from Blood and Guts, obviously. I'm tapping out to ankle lock from Kyle O'Reilly. I can see O'Reilly beating Moxley again, and then Moxley gets kicked out of Death Riders here. I can see that, honestly. The story's been playing out in Dynamite and more Pacific then. But I just don't see Moxley losing again to O'Reilly unless he gets turned on by the Death Riders here. Well, maybe he can turn heel on the Death Riders after the match. We can find what that does say at least. But I'm going Jon Moxley to defeat Kyle O'Reilly here. I don't see why O'Reilly will beat Moxley again, if you ask me. Moving on to a Full Gear Casino Gauntlet match to determine the first ever AEW National Champion. Oh my goodness, man. You know how much I couldn't stand the fact they made another championship in AEW? After just merging the International and Continental Championships to the Unified Championship because Yusuke Okada and Kenny Omega at All In. You can see how the excitement on my face. It's an audio podcast, but still, I don't fucking care. You're so excited with this to say, at least, and nobody fucking ever. But I'm going with Shelton Benjamin becoming new and the first ever AEW National Champion. I don't see why it'd be like, to me, it's one of the two Hurt Syndicate members of Lashley or Benjamin. But I still go with Shelton because it probably fits the time more enough with Shelton Benjamin than it does Bobby Lashley. We want me if I say at least. With that, I'm going with Shelton Benjamin becoming new to the brand new AEW National Champion versus Sunday Saturday for Full Gear tonight. We're on to Mark Briscoe taking on Kyle Fletcher in no disqualification match for the AEW TNT Championship. And if Fletcher wins, Briscoe would have to join the Don Callis family. Basically, spoiler the stipulation here, though. But it's kind of unpredictable to a point. I don't see Fletcher losing the championship for long. I just can't see Mark Briscoe join the Don Callis family. I just don't see that. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I was wrong in a Full Gear review on Monday. It's going to be a Full Gear review on Monday. So I'd say Sunday is off to say because it's a football Sunday, obviously. But I'm going Mark Briscoe with a new AEW TNT Championship because the stipulation here is so stupid. It spoils the outcome. I mean, I can see Fletcher retain here, and then Briscoe eventually would be kicked out of the Don Callis family eventually, but I don't know, honestly. But I'm going Mark Briscoe with a new AEW TNT Champion for Full Gear tonight. We're on to FTR versus Brody, Brand Bandit, and Brody King for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I don't want FTR to win, but I think FTR is going to beat Brody becoming new AEW World Tag Team Champions. Especially, eventually getting an end goal here. Especially get Adam Copeland and Christian Cage get those championships from FTR. Then FTR would have to win the championships here, right? I don't think I want to like that at all, but I see Brody still be champions there. I think they're a pretty fun tag team with Bandito and Brody King. But I just don't see it happening. I just want FTR become a new AEW World Tag Team Champions here tonight on Full Gear. Moving on to two fun matches people are looking forward to on this show. Mercedes Moné, my girl Mercedes Moné. The reigning 13 belts Moné. Taking on Chris Jericho for AEW Women's World Championship. This might be a hot take, but Mercedes got the upper hand on Dynamite this week by attacking Chris Statlander. So why would she win the championship here tonight? That'd be kind of weird and kind of bizarre if you ask me. So with that, I'm going Chris Statlander to beat Mercedes when Mercedes goes 0 for 2 with the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. I just can't see Statlander be losing a third time to Mercedes in the last 2 years, especially second year of Full Gear, honestly. I just can't see that. I love Mercedes. I want Statlander to win this, obviously. I want her to win this still, even as Mercedes, my favorite wrestler, I am a Mercedes. But to me, I think Statlander needs to retain the championship tonight. Mercedes obviously does not need a championship. She can actually be like in vacation or maybe she goes a downfall for her, maybe losing all the championships eventually, including the TBS title. Maybe one by one sooner rather than later, maybe the start of 2026, obviously. We didn't find out what that though to say at least. But I just can't see her being Statlander here. I think they should eventually get that AEW Women's World Championship, but not tonight on this Full Year. Not tonight. That'd be kind of stupid if you ask me. So now I'm going Chris Statlander to retain your AEW Women's World Championship by defeating Mercedes Moné here. Mercedes now 0 for 2 for the AEW Women's World Championship. We haven't found that though for tonight. I feel like it should be a banger match. Well, we've seen those two matches last for Mercedes and Statlander. We think this one will probably be somewhat better to a point. Our third match on this choice is a match for Statlander and Mercedes. But I think Statlander get our first one against Mercedes Moné here tonight on Full Gear. And finally, the AEW Women's World Championship with Samoa Joe taking on Hangman Adam Page for a said AEW World Championship in the main event probably for tonight. I'm going Hangman Adam Page for retaining his championship here. There could be a possibility Samoa Joe wins the championship and drops his belt back to Hangman at World's End. Definitely a possibility with that. But I just don't see that happen, so I'm going Hangman Adam Page to defeat Samoa Joe and retain his AEW World Championship tonight at Full Year. I haven't been impressed. The feud is decent between Joe and Hangman, especially when Joe turned heel at Wrestle Dream. I did like that. I was like to highlight this match to say at least. But I'm going to go with Hangman Adam Page to retain the AEW World Championship for tonight at Full Gear. For all my predictions again, I'm going Marina Shafir to win and Megan Bain to win the Fatal 4 tag team match. I'm going with Darby Allin to defeat Pac. I'm going Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express to defeat Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks to win $1 million. I'm going John Moxley to defeat Kyle O'Reilly in a World Holds Bar match. I'm going with Shelton Benjamin, the first ever AEW National Champion in this Casino Gauntlet match. I'm going Mark Briscoe to defeat Kyle Fletcher, become a new AEW TNT champion. I'm going FTR to defeat Brogue Deal, become a new AEW World Tag Team Champions. I'm going Chris Down to defeat Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship to retain that championship. And maybe I'm going Hangman Adam Page to defeat Samoa Joe and retain the AEW World Championship here tonight, Full Gear. That is my AEW Full Gear 2025 preview and predictions. Let me know your comments below, your AEW Full Gear predictions in the comment section below, and this podcast as always. Thank you guys for watching. Look to see Allen Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms. You can see Allen Show, which is a podcast for Saturday, November 22nd, 2025 day. And hopefully, knock on wood. Again, your Friday night Smackdown, November 21st, 2025 review after the day before, right before Full Gear, if you ask me, I'll do that to say at least. Until the next one, just me next, my peace, my everybody. I am out. Take care. Love you all big time and say the absolute least, people.